Hello and welcome to the program. I'm your host, Neil Howard, here on Health Professional Radio. Thanks for joining us today. Now, according to the American Cancer Society, the relative one-year survival rate for all stages of pancreatic cancer is about 20%, and the 5-year rate is only 7%. Our guest this morning is pancreatic cancer survivor, Mr. Joel Evans, and he's joining us here on the program today to talk about his brand new book, Surviving Cancer and Embracing Life, My Personal Journey. And he's also going to offer a little bit of hope to those who may be facing their own devastating diagnoses. Welcome to the program, Joel. How are you?
Thank you very much for having me, and I look forward to our discussion.
Well, a bit of background, Joel. Who is Joel Evans?
I've been a distinguished professor in the business school at Hofstra University for quite a while now. Mm-hmm. Prior to getting cancer, I was an active gym rat, worked out a lot, and had my life changed dramatically back in February of 2015, which is when I had my Whipple surgery. So I am one of those really lucky 7% who I'm closing in on 4 years, so I am thankful every day for how lucky I am.
Maybe our listeners aren't aware of just how amazing it is that you're with us today talking about this particular subject, pancreatic cancer, as a survivor.
Yes, this is a large part because I have had a tremendous medical team, particularly my endocrinologist, my surgeon, and the oncologist. And the reason I'm here today is because of my endocrinologist. Previously, I never thought I would have said this, but I was a diabetic for 20 years before I was diagnosed with cancer. And I would go in for blood tests every 3 months. And my endocrinologist, being, the very careful person that he is, would do a whole range of things beyond my A1C, and one of them was a test called the bilirubin. Mm-hmm. And one day he scared the heck out of me because he called me at 7:30 in the morning and said, "I want you to go and have a CAT scan today. I didn't like one of your results." So I was off and running. So from the time he got that test result back until the time I had surgery was roughly 1 month. So that was going through batteries of tests, seeing a gastro guy, talking with the surgeon, mm-hmm. The whole variety of stuff. So it was like a whirlwind. But this is why, probably my biggest tip ever is you've got to go to the doctor. You've got to listen to the doctor. You've got to have regular blood tests. I would not be here today. I know so many people who unfortunately got pancreatic cancer and their diagnosis was too late for the surgery because this thing spreads really fast. Mm-hmm. And as a matter of fact, my endocrinologist had said that if I waited till the next time he did the test, which would be 3 months, it probably would have been too late for me. So I am thankful every day.
So with all of this support and behind you and all of this expertise, what would you say is the hardest part of your cancer journey, aside from simply having the cancer in the first place?
Well, it was, I think that recovering from the surgery is not something that's easy. But again, I had a great team of doctors. I had, after I got out of the hospital, I had some in nursing care. Mm-hmm. Having chemo for 6 months was a struggle for me because I was on a regimen of 3 drugs. And it turned out that, as many people are, I was allergic to it, so I had a lot of side effects from that and had to get off it. But again, the endocrinologist's office was incredible, with mm-hmm. incredible nurses, a support community. I got to be friendly with other people who were there for chemo for cancers of various types. And my family was always there to provide love and support. And what I had to look forward to that was really obviously important to me was my younger daughter getting married.
Ah, great.
And I had my surgery in February, and her wedding was scheduled for October. Mm-hmm. And she wanted to cancel the wedding and do a bedside ceremony. I said, absolutely not. I'm going to be there to walk you down the aisle, dance with you, and do the toast.
Absolutely.
And I did all 3 of those.
Right.
So
So a lot of hardships, a lot of side effects, things of that nature, but some very happy things as well. Now, despite all of the things that you've gone through, you've obviously maintained a positive mindset. What was it, or maybe who was it that motivated you to keep going, to persevere through this?
I think that I allowed myself about 2 days to feel sorry for myself. Mm-hmm. And then I think two things kicked in. One was the recognition of how lucky I was. So I had no reason to complain or be miserable, no matter what I was going to go through, because I was going to be the lucky one that made it. And I think that I, through my life, have come to the conclusion that if you complain, if you have a negative attitude, it only makes it worse. So why not have a positive attitude? So I have a hat that I have a bunch of hats, but one of the hats says, happiness is a choice. Mm-hmm. And my choice was to be happy, to live life every day, to not get too far ahead of myself, to change part of the way that I was living my life, which was that I wanted to live life every day. And as I would say, not throw away any days. That, we all, are here on this earth for only some fixed amount of time. So I really believe that being upbeat and having something to drive us every day is critical. I still consider myself, like Lou Gehrig said when he was dying of ALS, when he did his farewell at Yankee Stadium, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. And I still believe that to this day.
Well, how was it that you were able to pick such an experienced, caring, supportive medical team? Did you know what to look for, what question to ask? Did you surf the internet? How did you come about this fantastic team that you say you have?
Well, that's again why I have to credit my endocrinologist, Joseph Tirana, who was unbelievable. We went back to his office after I got the CAT scan disc. He looked at it and said, "We're not leaving my office until I've lined you up a gastro guy to do an endoscopy that's one of those that looks into everything. And we're not going to leave until I've done a check of all my resources to see who the best surgeon is for you." Mm-hmm. And he was absolutely incredible. That night, I actually even forgot the disc, which I was going to need to show the surgeon. He dropped it off at my house instead of my wife going back the next day to get it. So I think that he set a lot of stuff in motion. And the surgeon that I had done the Whipple surgery several times before. We liked him immediately. He did exactly what he said he would do, which is that during halfway through the surgery, he came out and he talked to my family. He stopped by to see me when I was in the hospital, like 5 o'clock in the morning every day. I did follow-ups with him. And then I found the endocrinologist, who was really a caring person. That's why I think we're in a different era where doctors can have a, gruff kind of superior attitude, mm-hmm. and really need to look at us as patients, as being partners. And I think that's the way all of my doctors have been. So I love my whole team. I still go back. I used to go back quarterly after the chemo for CAT scans. Now I go back every 6 months. Fortunately, last week I had my most recent one, and it was fine.
Great.
And it's incredible. When I go back to see them, they give me hugs, and, they're so glad to see me, because unfortunately I'm such a rarity that, I come back.
Yeah.
So.
Well, obviously you've beaten the odds. Surviving cancer and embracing life, my personal journey. What inspired you to write this particular book?
First, can I just mention it's available for free for anybody that goes to free-ebooks.net, free-ebooks.net. They can get a free copy.
Great.
So what inspired me is that since I got sick in particular, I felt that my mission was to give back, that I am so blessed that I'm here. I made my daughter's wedding. They just celebrated their third anniversary, and I'm still here. And as a professor, I've written textbooks, I've written all types of things, I've done all types of interviews, I have blogs. So writing is something that I am really skilled at. And I said, what's the way that I could reach a lot of people and try to have this uplifting message of hope? Mm-hmm. So I realized that this is something that I was going to have to write in a different style than I would, a textbook or an article. So it's written, person to person. It's very down to earth. There's a lot of humor. There are a lot of quotes. And then at the end, there are a lot of resources of things that people could contact. So over the years, I've got 25 editions of textbooks out. This little book that I wrote on surviving cancer, to me, is by far the most important thing I've ever done. And the other books have been translated into Chinese and Russian. I've been very lucky with that, too. But this is my life mission. So that's why I want to do interviews like this. I want to do more blog posts. I want to write for, other people. I want to do a sequel to this, describing some of the events that happened after the book came out.
Now, once again, give us the website where we can get a copy of Surviving Cancer and Embracing Life, My Personal Journey, and then give us a website where we can reach out to you directly and read your blog for some support.
Okay, so the book itself is available at free-ebooks, that's one word, .net, and if you type in my name, or just type in Surviving Cancer, you get to it. And it is available completely free because that's what I want to do. I'm not looking to make any money. And my website is, my blog is called Living Well While Surviving Cancer. And the title of that one, and this is all one word, Surviving Cancer, Embracing Life.com. Surviving Cancer, EmbracingLife.com. And I'll give you an email that anybody is more than welcome to contact me. It's my easiest email address. Joel, Joel, my first name, Prof, for being a professor. So Joel Prof, one word, at hotmail.com. Great. And anybody that contacts me, I promise to get back to you within a couple of days.
Joel, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining us on the program today. Hope we'll have another conversation in the future.
Thank you. My pleasure. And thanks for having me on.
Great. You've been listening to Health Professional Radio. I'm your host, Neil Howard. Transcripts and audio of this program are available at hpr.fm and healthprofessionalradio.com.au. You can also subscribe to this podcast on iTunes, listen in, and download at SoundCloud. And be sure and visit our affiliates page at hpr.fm and healthprofessionalradio.com.au.
Thank you for listening to Health Professional Radio. We're very proud to be an independent broadcaster providing our content free of charge to you, the listener. One of the ways that we're able to remain free and independent is by having people like you become patrons. You can support Health Professional Radio simply by visiting hpr.fm and clicking the button that says Become a Patron. Your patronage of even just $1 a month lets us know that you're there, which in turn makes us more valuable to advertisers. And, of course, if you're able to afford more, then we would certainly appreciate the support. My name is Toby Longhurst from Health Professional Radio. Please visit hpr.fm, click the Become a Patron button, and support us if you can.